I guess help us get to know these players because might not be as well known in North America as say Team Fujisawa, especially in the U.S. where it's much harder for us to get access to the coverage of the slams. So for those of us here in North America, tell us about this team. They've been successful for over a decade now, but what should we know about them?
Yeah, so my team, they work for the Hokkaido Bank sponsor. So Hokkaido Bank has been kind of prevalent in Japanese curling, especially at the start when they were getting going. So our lead Yumi has actually been to a couple Olympics. So she has a ton of experience. She's been to World Championships, Olympics, kind of when Japan was just starting to get going. So she spent some time with JD, kind of when JD was first getting there. Anna and Kaho are also part of the Hokkaido Bank program for a very long time. They've been to also the Vancouver Olympics. Anna is unbelievably funny, just a great overall person, always has a smile on her face. And she's the one who speaks a little bit of English and really kind of the rock on the team as far as I go with helping me translate to the girls. But unbelievably kind, always has a smile on her face, and you'll definitely see that at the World Championship. I would say Kaho, in my opinion, and I'm obviously a little bit biased, is probably one of the best sweepers in the world in the women's game. And I think anybody who watches her at the World Championship is going to get an opportunity to see why. She's very strong. Her technique is flawless. And it's very, very impressive how straight she can hold a rock and how athletic she is. Again, I'm a little bit biased, but I think anybody watching it will probably send me a Twitter message agreeing with me how strong she is and how great she is of a sweeper. And then Sayaka is kind of like she was kind of growing up. She was the Japanese prodigy. She was in a couple World Juniors, World University Games, and I guess just coming out of juniors, what most skips find is it's very hard. It's very difficult to be a skip in the women's level, especially with how fast Japan was growing. So Sayaka is finally the last couple of years kind of grown to, she played third for a little bit, and now she's grown to become in the position she wants to be in, and really grown to become comfortable as a skip at the top women's level. And what people will notice about Sayaka that makes her so good is she's absolutely fearless. She understands the role of a skip. She understands that sometimes she's going to have to make shots to either get their team out of trouble or just to win games if things don't go right. And she's not afraid to do so. And she's quiet. She's like a cerebral assassin. Like, she's just quiet. She doesn't say a whole lot, but she's not afraid of anything. And she can make those big shots, whether it's a run back or a draw the button. And then what I would say about all of them, just unbelievable humans, so respectful. They love the sport. They do everything they possibly can to get better. And they have a lot of fun. They like to be on the ice. They have smiles on their faces. They enjoy competition, and it's just a real joy to coach.
So what do you enjoy most about working with the team?
Yeah, I would say, besides the fact that I get to coach at a high level, which is always something that I've wanted to do, I would just say the best part about coaching these girls is kind of how much that they embrace the family kind of atmosphere that a lot of Canadian curling teams do as well. I've gotten to spend a lot of time with them, obviously, and I would say that those four girls, myself and their Japanese coach, we treat each other more like family than we do a team, and that's just kind of cool, right? I don't get a chance to see them as much as I would like to, especially this year, and they always follow my curling. They're always sending me messages, obviously same with them, and we chat a lot, and we just kind of have a family built atmosphere, and I think that allows us to be really honest with each other, and that's kind of what allowed us to make the big steps, I think. And it's unique to find a set of 5 or 6 people that can be really honest with each other and work towards the same goal. And us kind of embracing that family atmosphere has kind of taken us to the next level. And I mean, it's an absolute, you couldn't ask for a better situation to coach in.
What's the future look like for this team? Obviously, they've got a chance to get Japan qualified for the Olympics coming up. They'll have a chance to be the Olympic team against Team Fujisawa at a later date. Like, what's the future look like for this team, and what are you expecting out of them the rest of this calendar year?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, again, I'm a little bit biased, but I think the sky's the limit for them. We've shown that we can continue to improve, and we improved this year without actually seeing each other. So I think if we ever get an opportunity to spend some time together, I think that we can really look for different ways to improve. And I mean, obviously, the World Championships is a big thing. Again, it's a little bit different when you're coming to Canada all the time, and now they haven't been to Canada for over a year, right? So I think the World Championships is going to be a big test for us, because obviously, really, the events that we're going to play for the next 6-7 months are all going to be pressure cookers. Everything we play in is going to be really important. So I think that the biggest thing is just embracing being Team Japan at the World Championship, have a good showing, whether that means winning a medal or just getting top 6, right? Just have a good showing. We haven't been there for a little while. Let's have a good showing. Let's show that we belong. And then I think, yeah, moving forward, it's how do we get ourselves into the Olympics? And once we get ourselves into the Olympics, how do we make sure that we have a good showing there? So I really think that these girls have an opportunity to do something great. And it's definitely not going to be for lack of worth ethic. That's for sure.